Hello and welcome to another interesting edition of the program CAC Weekly. Now, CAC Weekly is a program that keeps you abreast on the activities and the achievement of the Corporate Affairs Commission. I am Amina Jibril. Coming up on the program, CAC commences registration of limited liability partnerships, LLPs, and limited partnerships, LPs. Also, Nigeria's anti-graft war receives a boost as CAC grants Code of Conduct Bureau, CCB, access to database. Plus, company law experts brings us up to speed on the new forms of business registrations unveiled by the CAC. We'll be right back after this break. Do stay with us.
A lot of customers are still struggling to navigate because some of them don't conduct these transactions themselves. They rely on business centers to do this work for them, and they don't disclose this to their clients. Two customers came to me. One even reported us to the First Lady that her registration was delayed for over 3 months. Luckily, she came with the lawyer. When we asked the lawyer to log in, the lawyer didn't even know how to log in. So it became very apparent to her that he was relying on other people to do it. So I told her, I said, okay, all the things you did, go out and do them. It was the lawyer's mistake. We were able to resolve it, and she got her certificate in less than 30 minutes. Most of it has to do with user ability. So because of this challenge, the technical team will go around. We are making arrangements in conjunction with state offices to invite some of the key customers in our different states so that we can train them. They can train their colleagues. Let's put them through this application. We have a multimedia on the website, but they don't go through this multimedia. They don't even read, they don't even check the website. A lot of them admitted that some of their friends abroad that are telling them some of the new innovations in this portal. Because the people abroad have the patience to go through this portal. A lot of us in Nigeria don't have that patience. We are busy chasing money every hour, every second.
Welcome back. We begin today with another milestone achievement for the CAC, as the Corporate Affairs Commission has commenced the registration of 2 new forms of business registrations pursuant to CAMA 2020. This development followed the successful deployment of the online application for limited liability partnerships, LLPs, and limited partnerships, LPs. Speaking shortly after the deployment, on the 31st of August 2021, the Registrar General of the Corporate Affairs Commission, Alhaji Garba Abubakar, described the LLP as a partnership arrangement with legal personality, separate from the partners, and added that the liabilities of the partners of an LLP were limited to the amount agreed to be contributed or outstanding in the event of winding up. The Registrar General also said an LLP shall have at least 2 designated partners who will be responsible for compliance with the requirements of the Act by the LLP. He, however, added that the designated partners shall be individuals, at least one of whom must be resident in Nigeria. On the LP, the limited partnership, the Registrar General described it as a partnership arrangement with at least 1 general partner and at least 1 limited partner. He stressed that the liabilities of a general partner were unlimited, while the liabilities of a limited partner were limited unless he takes part in the management of the partnership. Alhaji Garba Abubakar further stated that an LP shall not consist of more than 20 persons and that the name of an LP shall end with the word limited partnership or the abbreviation LP. Meanwhile, Senator Muhammad Abba Aji and daughter Fatima have become the first Nigerians to register an LLP. Senator Abba Aji, who is the Director General, Northeast Governors Forum, said he was thrilled with the development, which he further described as unprecedented. He applauded the reform initiatives of the Registrar General and for redeeming his earlier pledge to deploy the LLP and LP interfaces on the company's registration portal, CRP, by the end of August 2021. Senator Aji revealed his intention to establish a law firm along with his partner, adding that their focus was to venture on the provision of pro bono services, particularly in the Northeast. The highly elated Senator Abba Muhammad Aji spoke to CAC Weekly.
I came here after 2 o'clock, and I'm now going home with my LLP certificate. This is unprecedented in the history of Nigeria. There is no organization that I know in the history of our country that has this level of efficiency. So I am very, very happy. I'm very, very proud of this. And I want Nigerians to know that Corporate Affairs Commission is now a very, very modern organization. Everything they have used is based on technology. I was in the office of the SA to the Registrar General on IT, and I could see the communications that have gone through, all of it wireless, and it culminated in the production of a hard copy certificate of incorporation as LLP. So I'm very, very happy.
It would, however, be recalled that the Registrar General of the Corporate Affairs Commission, Alhaji Garba Abubakar, had on Thursday, 19th August 2021, gave a commitment that the new forms of business registrations were to be unveiled by the end of August 2021. We now move on to yet another record breaker for the CAC and the country in general. Now, Nigeria's fight against corruption received a further boost as the Corporate Affairs Commission, CAC, moves to grant the Code of Conduct Bureau, CCB, access to its database to enable it carry out seamless investigation of companies suspected to be engaged in illicit activities. The Registrar General and CEO of the Corporate Affairs Commission, Alhaji Garba Abubakar, who gave the commitment when he received the CCB chairman, Professor Muhammad Isa, on a courtesy visit to the commission, said time was ripe for the commission to explore more areas of collaboration, particularly real-time. Alhaji Garba Abubakar stressed that in view of CAC's strategic collaboration with other anti-corruption agencies, including the Economic and Financial Crimes Commission, EFCC, ICPC and Interpol, amongst others, the Commission established a dedicated unit to expeditiously handle requests for information and other services gratis. The Registrar General added that any member of the public could conduct what he called a first-level check on the status of any company on the CAC website via the public search window at no cost. While speaking on the introduction of beneficial ownership disclosure, a person with significant control, Alhaji Garba Abubakar revealed that the disclosure would soon be extended to open data format to enable investigators extract information on any company as well as query the database to, amongst others, detect whether a particular name had featured in different companies.
We recently created access, electronic access for most agencies that allows them to do a first level check. With the new system, we've added a new feature in the new system that tells you whether any entity is active, whether it's not inactive, or whether it's under liquidation or under 1 year, or whether it's dissolved. So at a glance, you will know whether a company is up to date in its regulatory filings with the Commission. And the new system has reduced a lot of excessive documentation. A lot of what these companies submit now is done in the system. We have model articles as provided in the Companies and Allied Matters Act 2020. A company can adopt or modify. A lot of companies simply adopt what is there. If they intend to modify, they are allowed to submit the modification and the system will store the information. Also, the strict requirement in the past that you must submit original signatures, you must do this, you must do that. We've relaxed the strict requirements. At the point of new registration, you are allowed to upload your signatures. And the system automatically, once you upload a signature against an name, it automatically attaches the signature to the name in the memorandum and articles. For post-incorporation, we are relaxing the strict rule of 2 signatures, 2 directors must sign, because the law says The action of the company can be authenticated either by a direct from the secretary or any authorized officer.
He also revealed that the Commission was working assiduously for integration with the National Identity Management Commission's database to enable it validate the identity of anyone applying to register a company in order to eliminate incidences of submitting cloned copies of means of identification to the CAC. The CAC scribe therefore reiterated his commitment to ensuring continued synergy and collaboration with the CCB and other anti-corruption bodies in a bid to strengthen the anti-money laundering and anti-corruption initiatives of the present administration. Speaking earlier, the Chairman, Code of Conduct Bureau, Professor Muhammad Isa, expressed satisfaction with the support and cooperation the CCB had received from the Registrar General since his assumption of office. Professor Isa, who stressed that the CAC and CCB had a lot to do in order to enhance the economic well-being of the country, further noted with delight that Alhaji Garba Abubakar had ensured what he called expeditious and effective treatment of all requests from the CCB. The CCB chairman said in view of emergent trends in company law, there was need for more robust collaboration between the two agencies to unravel the identities of those perpetrating various economic crimes in the country. While speaking on the mandate of the CCB, which was established under Section 153 of the 1999 Constitution, Professor Isa said it was equally empowered under Part 1 of the Third Schedule to enforce Code of Conduct for public officers enshrined under Part 1 of the Fifth Schedule of the Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. He therefore stressed that the CCB was amongst others empowered to enforce asset declaration as one of the 14 Code of Conduct for public officers, adding that conflict of interest, bribery, abuse of office, double remuneration, operation of foreign accounts, and membership of secret society, amongst others, were all under their purview.
Members of staff in the Commission comply with asset declaration requirements as public officers. The fact being that they are not ordinary civil servants, but they are such civil servants that superintend over the affairs of an aspect of the economy in the country. Corporate Affairs Commission is a regulator, and it regulates commercial and business environment of the aspect of the economy. So if a lot of compromises are found there, then it is bound to affect the economic growth and development of this country. So I want to thank the RG and the management team for the cooperation we have been enjoying from them, while at the same time enjoying them also to put more effort in ensuring that there is effective compliance on asset declaration.
He described asset declaration as the lifeware of corruption fight to all anti-corruption agencies and therefore charged public officers to declare their assets accordingly, as the measure was also meant to protect their interest. A member of the CCB, Honorable E.J. Agbono Unia, sums up his feelings about the visit.
Coming here, I never thought that we'll be having this type of acceptance. Having heard from our chairman and the willingness for the CAC to collaborate with the fight against corruption. Of course, our President Buhari, rightly said that that if we don't kill corruption, corruption will kill this nation. So the Code of Conduct Bureau cannot do it alone. With all your collaboration and your support, all the staff beyond here and in various states, we'll be glad to see that corruption is fought head on.
Now, do you remember that proverb that says, one good turn deserves another? Now, that proverb appears more relevant in today's circumstance, especially when qualities such as kindness, compassion and help are fast fading from the society. Ahmed Abubakar, a Youth Corps member undergoing his primary assignment at the headquarters of the National Youth Service Corps, NYSC, Maitama, Abuja, recently paid a thank you visit to the Registrar General and CEO of the Corporate Affairs Commission, Alhaji Garba Abubakar, for supporting his Community Development Service, CDS project, computerization and digitization of NYSC NDHQ library. Ahmed Abubakar applauded the Registrar General's support towards making the project a reality and prayed God Almighty to continue to grant him wisdom to steer the affairs of the Corporate Affairs Commission. On his part, the Registrar General, Alhaji Garba Abubakar, commended the foresight of the Youth Corps member and wished him success in his endeavor. The computerization and digitization of NYSC NDHQ library by Ahmed Abubakar was commissioned on 6 September 2021 with the Registrar General's representative, Mr. Duku Kaga, CAC's Director, Public Affairs, in attendance. Commissioning the project, the Director General of the NYSC, Brigadier General Shuaibu Ibrahim, described Ahmed Abubakar as a very tenacious young man and a go-getter. He also commended him for initiating the project and therefore charged other young Nigerians to emulate the good example demonstrated by the Youth Corps member. Wow, the sky is the limit for that young man. We say kudos to Ahmed Abubakar as we now move to our interview segment. We told you earlier that the CAC has begun the registration of limited liability partnerships, LLPs, and limited partnerships, LPs, on 31st August 2021. You may recall that last week, we spoke to a former board member, CAC Governing Board, Oke Liu, who applauded the Commission's reform initiative via our interview segment. Now, as a follow-up, Mr. Justin Nidia Biraol, the Director Commission Secretariat, tells us all we need to know about limited partnerships, LPs. Do enjoy watching.
Many thanks for joining us again, sir.
Thank you for having me again.
Okay. We do understand that, the limited liability partnership and the limited partnership is some of the new, business registration introduced by CAMA 2020. We did talk about the limited liability partnership some weeks back, that's the LLP. But today we're talking about the LP, which is the limited partnership. But help us understand, all the grammar behind the limited partnership.
Well, the limited partnership is basically a special type of partnership.
Okay.
Partnership is generally understood to be a business relationship that exists between two or more people carrying on business for profit.
Okay.
This is considered special because it partakes of some of the features of a limited liability company.
Okay.
That's why it is called a special form of partnership.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay. When people hear limited, they'll be like, oh, so there's a specific number to that.
No, the limitation doesn't have to do with the number.
Okay.
Rather, like we said earlier, it is one of the features of a limited liability company that is brought into the concept of partnership that makes it a limited partnership.
Okay, so let's look at the features. What makes it a limited partnership in the first place?
Well, the requirement is that, first of all, like any other form of partnership, you require a minimum of 2 people. But in this case, it is required that one of the partner must be a limited partner.
Okay.
Then one of them must be what we call a general partner.
Okay. So let's understand who is a limited partner and who is a general partner.
Well,
before we go further.
Okay, the general partner is understood to be the person that will manage, that will be actively involved in the management of the enterprise.
Okay, the day-to-day running of the enterprise.
The day-to-day running of the business.
Okay.
While the limited partner is understood to bring in capital, a specific amount of capital.
Okay.
Because he is actively involved in the management of company. Therefore, his liability in terms of debts and obligations that would arise from management of the company is unlimited.
Okay.
But the limited partner his liability in the event of maybe winding up or any other debt that is incurred is limited to the amount he contributed into the capital of the partnership.
Okay.
And it doesn't go beyond that.
Okay.
Yes.
So what are some of the other features there?
The other features is that one, like we have said, the limited partner should not be involved in the management of
the day-to-day running of the business.
day-to-day running of the business. Then the other features is that unlike the general partners, in this case, the law allows that there should be what we call business continuity.
Okay.
So in the event that the limited partner, for instance, wants to leave, it doesn't lead to what we call dissolution of the partnership.
Okay.
But for the general partner, once a partner resigns or is dead or has become bankrupt, that automatically leads to the dissolution of the partnership.
Okay.
But the occurrence of these three events in the event of a limited partner does not automatically dissolve the partnership.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay. For some people, will the limited partnership be the same as the business registration or the one-man registration?
No.
Business name registration, sorry.
Well, it is a form of business registration for the fact that it doesn't have what we call the legal personality.
Okay.
So its registration is similar to that of a business name.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay. Okay. So now let's look at the difference between the LP and the other forms of business registration. Why will somebody opt for a limited partnership?
Well, like we have said, the advantages are many. Like we have said now, that in the general form of partnership, for instance, once a partner dies or has become bankrupt or resigns, that leads automatically to the dissolution of the partnership. But for this case, the business continues. What it means is that either the general partner or the limited partner can be replaced and the business continues.
Okay.
The other thing is that it gives opportunity to an investor, for instance, that doesn't want to be actively involved in the management of a business to take what we call calculated risk. Calculated in the sense that the amount that he knows he is likely to lose is predetermined from the beginning.
Okay.
And that is reflected in what we call his capital contribution.
Okay.
So even if the business goes down, he will not be required to contribute over and above the capital contribution he contributed from the beginning of.
So what will be the capital contribution of an investor?
Well, it depends on the agreement between the general partner and the limited partner.
Okay.
They are required to...
the law is not specific about it? It's something
no,
the two of them can agree?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
How will the LP contribute to the business environment?
Well, because it is new, the potentials are great.
Okay.
Because like we have said, before now, that opportunity was not available in the country. So, for instance, if you are working somewhere, maybe you are a public servant, which by virtue of code of governance is not allowed to be involved in the management of business.
Okay.
You can contribute a capital and finance an unemployed graduate, for instance.
Okay. So as we wind down, what is the thinking behind this new business registration?
Well, the thinking, like we said earlier, is that in other parts of the world, that gave the business, particularly the investors, a lot of leverages. Because investors normally, part of them, particularly private equities, don't involve themselves in the day-to-day running of business. They look at a prospect of a business, then they put in specific amount of capital that they will think will kickstart the business. Then as soon as the business becomes prosperous, then they withdraw their investment.
Okay.
So it's widely used, the limited partnership is widely used in other parts of the world.
Okay.
So this new provision now has opened up that possibilities for our citizens to explore its advantages.
All right. Mr. Didier Justin, many thanks indeed for your time.
Okay, thank you for the opportunity.
And that does it for this week's edition of the program CAC Weekly. We do hope you enjoyed watching. Remember, for comment and inquiries, you can please take advantage of our social media handles and our helplines. On Instagram and Facebook, it is Corporate Affairs Commission. Our email is csavis@cac.gov.ng. You could visit our website at www.cac.gov.ng, and our helplines are on the numbers 081-822-99016 or 081-822-98971. 090-874-01598 or 090-874-01599 and 090-874-01600. To join us next week for another interesting edition of the program CAC Weekly. Same time and same station. From me, Amina Jibril, and the whole team here, it is bye for now.